And I'm Sarene, and welcome back to Get to Know. Today's episode is going to be a little bit different because if you notice, we don't have a guest. Today, for our final episode, we're going to be getting to know us.
Okay, so the normal question we usually ask our guests is, would we rather be big or small? So today we're just going to answer that, so I'll go first. Personally, I'd rather be small because I feel like you're big, like you can't really talk to anyone, like no one, you're going to be big and everyone else is going to be small. So I don't know, I just feel like you'd be very like lonely, so I'd pick small.
I mean, I feel like if anyone's watched all the rest of the episodes, we've kind of said little reasonings every episode for what we'd rather be, but I agree. I think I'd rather be small. I think being small would just be so much more fun than being big and cumbersome and kind of roaming through the world too big for anything. And if you're small, that's awesome. I don't know. It just seems really cool.
So to begin, me and Sarene are both seniors, and so this is our final year at Ocean Township. So, is there anything you want to say, Sarene, about clubs or I don't know, activities?
Just you want to just kind of go through kind of stuff we've done the past 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know. I did a lot freshman year. I just kind of joined a bunch of clubs to try and see it. I tried to do a lot of volunteer opportunities to try and get into National Honor Society and stuff. I kind of gave up on that eventually. And not in a bad way, because it's a really, really helpful thing. It's just that I am not very organized, so I ended up losing my papers that said I volunteered. So there was no way of proving it at that point. I don't know. I continued doing clubs. Sophomore year, I was an advisor, an officer for a key club, and then junior year, I was one of the presidents, and so I kind of moved up through the things. And I think getting involved and totally getting to clubs is super important, but at the same time, this year, I'm not really doing it. It's more of something you have to kind of prioritize. So throughout the entire thing, you prioritize what you think is important, because now I have the college application process and everything, and that's a really huge thing. But yeah, I mean, definitely it's important to get involved, but you also need to be able to prioritize what you feel is the most important thing that you have going on. What about you?
All right. So for me, freshman year was kind of the same. During freshman year, I went to Neptune High School, and then I did chorus club, and I did all of the other all the things that had to do with chorus. Sophomore year, I moved to Ocean Township, and originally I did Spanish club and key club. Key club, I stopped going to the meetings, so I'm not in key club anymore. And then junior year and senior year, I started working, so I wasn't really at school to be able to do all the clubs. And I worked for Project Extend for Ocean Township. So that's what I did for the 4 years.
Nice. So, we were kind of talking about, I was kind of talking about college for a second. Where have you applied to? Do you have any plans?
So I applied to Monmouth University in Stockton. Those are the only two schools I applied to. They're kind of close to home, and I feel like with COVID, we're going to end up having to go back home. So it's just cheaper and easier to be close to home, so I can just drive home instead of having to take a plane, or because I know most likely we're going to be home with COVID. So those are the two schools that I applied to.
Okay. So I applied to 10 different colleges. From big schools in the middle of nowhere to city schools to small schools to anything, literally up and down the coast, everywhere. I applied to so many different schools because I genuinely don't know where I want to go. And I've only heard back from a few of them, because most of them I applied regular decision because they were kind of last minute choices. So I have no clue what I want to do. It's it's hard to know what you want to do this soon, this close to it. So do you have any advice for the underclassmen?
I mean, I guess I would just say do your best in school in general. I wouldn't really focus on grades or clubs in general. I would just kind of focus on, I would focus more on grades than I would on clubs. I don't know, do an equal of both because it looks good for colleges. But yeah.
I would say that while you're doing all of that and trying your best to keep your grades up and everything, class rank is not an interpretation of how intelligent you are. what's most important, more important than being in the top percentile of your grade, the most important thing that you need to get out of high school is good, like, habits and good, like, mental health. I feel like I think that throughout high school it can take a toll on it. So if you focus on your own well-being, that's something that's super important to remember, because a lot of people don't remember that. And I think that you can't waste your years when you're young, because if you do waste them, you'll look back and be like, I can't believe I did that, I can't believe I didn't do that thing, I can't believe I didn't do that thing, and I don't know. I feel like with us in our grade missing out on so much, you have to really appreciate what you do have and be grateful for every opportunity you are given, and really take advantage of just these times in general.
Yeah. Well, I think that's it. So thank you guys for being here and get to know. And I mean, this is a final time, so thank you for joining in. So yeah, bye.
Bye.